In this video we are going to talk about top 7 best streaming devices for TV. Before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. A good home entertainment system now almost always includes the top streaming devices. The best streaming devices are available to ensure that you can watch niche services like Shudder and Criterion Channel, as well as popular streaming apps like HBO Max, which isn't available on one of our relatively new LG TVs. But choosing a streaming gadget might be very challenging. There are several $50 alternatives that are comparable, but should you spend more money on the $179 Apple TV 4K or the $99 Roku Ultra? How about the plethora of Fire TV sticks? Additionally, there is a nice streaming gadget around $50. The Roku Streaming Stick 4K, an update to a previous model that enhanced performance and introduced Dolby Vision, is our current choice for the absolute finest streaming gadget overall. Roku's streamlined OS that prioritizes apps is just one of the reasons it's our top choice. Oh, and the YouTube issue with Roku has been resolved, so don't worry about that. On these gadgets, we not only spend countless hours watching TV series and movies from the best streaming services, but we also compare them to others with comparable rates to help you decide which is best for your budget. Number 7. Roku Streaming Stick 4K. The Roku Streaming Stick 4K replaces the Streaming Stick Plus and offers a minor but noticeable improvement. However, little changed, and the only changes were for the better. As a result, the king remains in power. Most importantly, Dolby Vision is now available on this Roku stick, ensuring that your favorite streaming shows have the ideal color balance and contrast, provided your TV supports it, too. Other than that, the $50 Roku Viewing Stick 4K strikes the ideal balance between price and functionality, offering quick navigation and lag-free streaming. It has every app you could ever need. When we put the Streaming Stick 4K to the test, we saw a quick transition in content clarity between 1080p and 4K. Additionally, we saw app loading that is similar to the Chromecast on Google TV. However, Roku comes out on top overall because of its flawless, streamlined UI that prioritizes apps over content. And if you want to watch your shows in private without disturbing anyone, the Roku app's new private listening capabilities are a great improvement. However, as seen by our closely contested Roku Streaming Stick 4K versus Chromecast with Google TV comparison, the Roku Streaming Stick 4's lead isn't by a significant margin. Number 6. Roku Express 4K Plus. You want to obtain 4K streaming for the least amount of money, but you're concerned about making too many sacrifices. Examine the brand new Roku Express 4K Plus, which replaces the problematic Roku Premier. Because of its enhanced remote, we enjoy this model a lot more. Before, for it to function, you had to have a direct line of sight and point your remote at the Roku. You don't need to consider anything when you click the paddle because this method is much better. The Roku Express 4K Plus is the finest streaming device for consumers on a tight budget because of this, along with UHD image quality and quick speed. However, it could be a little bit heavier, so you wouldn't have to spend a minute playing with the HDMI cord to get it to lay flat on a surface. That problem is not present in the Roku Streaming Stick Plus. Additionally, you might need to search elsewhere if you're a fan of /V standards like Dolby Vision or Atmos audio. One of the greatest streaming gadgets for the money is the Chromecast with Google TV, which is shown here with a remote control and power connection. Number 5. Chromecast with Google TV. The standard streaming device from the corporation is far more comprehensive thanks to the Chromecast and Google TV. The first step is 4K UHD streaming with HDR, Dolby Vision, and support for Dolby Atmos for a rich, immersive audio experience. For even greater visual quality, a Chromecast with Google TV update now includes Dolby Vision support, opens in new tab. Additionally, it has Google TV, an operating system and interface that supports the approximately 6,500 Android TV apps. In other words, in addition to Netflix, you get everything from Disney Plus to Peacock to HBO Max. There is even Peloton there. Many other streaming gadgets are unable to make similar claims. The new Chromecast remote may even be able to take the place of your TV's control, despite not being the similarly basic streaming device that the Chromecast 3 was. It has the power and volume settings you need to turn on your TV, as well as a TV input button for switching to other electronics like gaming consoles. The Chromecast remote's feel and build quality are also quite appealing to us. It fits comfortably in the palm of the hand and the buttons click well. Additionally, there are only Netflix and YouTube branded app buttons. There are just too many features available on the Roku and Fire TV remote controls. Additionally, it is more affordable than Google's previous 4K streaming gadget, the Chromecast Ultra, at $49.99, and a model with an even lower price may be on the way. This is unquestionably among the greatest streaming gadgets on the market. However, you may improve it a little on your own by following our advice for what every Chromecast with Google TV owner should do first. Number 4. Nvidia Shield TV, 2019. One of the greatest streaming gadgets overall is the 2019 Nvidia Shield TV, which not only looks unlike any other streaming device we've ever seen, it resembles a mobile power charger more so. With its thousands of apps, this tube for your tube is excellent at quickly spitting out UHD 4K material, giving you access to almost everything you may want to view. Additionally, it is so little that it may be hidden in the always congested area around your TV. Instead of a game controller, this Shield TV also comes with a remote control. We adore this remote since it illuminates when you pick it up in the dark, allowing us to operate it without having to rely solely on memory of the locations and shapes of the buttons. Thanks to support for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One controllers, you won't miss the included controller. The greatest streaming gadget for those prepared to spend extra is what all of that adds up to. The Shield TV offers 4K HDR streaming, making it the finest streaming device for people wishing to game and watch, even if Google Stadia can be used to broadcast games to the Chromecast Ultra, not the standard Chromecast. Number 3. Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K Max. The Fire TV Stick 4K Max's participation is remarkable in and of itself because we haven't had a Fire TV Stick on this list in a while. In our testing, we observed that Amazon had resolved the speed difficulties that had long plagued their sticks, generally in daily navigation and particularly in app load times. Additionally, Wi-Fi 6 is supported, which is excellent if you have a Wi-Fi 6 router. Additionally, the Live TV button on the remote makes it simple for you to access the TV guide for your preferred cord-cutting app right away. Otherwise, the Fire TV Stick 4K Max is a relatively typical streamer. It is a practical matte black dongle with all the necessary software, Dolby Atmos sound, Dolby Vision, HDR10, and HDR10 Plus support. We just wish it were the new Fire TV Stick 4K and that it cost the same amount, not $5 extra. However, this model is the one to choose if you want an Amazon Fire TV streaming device. Although it can cost a little extra, it's worthwhile. Number 2. Roku Streaming Stick 4K Plus. What if you want the best streaming device Roku has to offer, complete with the best remote? The Roku Streaming Stick 4K and Roku Voice Remote Pro are combined in this combination, which allows you to save $10. The main benefits of the remote are always-on voice commands, as the name suggests, so you can operate your TV even if you can't find your remote. Simply within shouting distance will do. Furthermore, this remote can be recharged, which eliminates the need for batteries. Additionally, it has programmable buttons so you are not limited to using just the 4 app-specific buttons on the remote and a headphone port for private listening using wired headphones. Additionally, this is an excellent streaming gadget by itself, as we stated with the standard streaming stick 4K. You have Roku's straightforward, adaptable interface, quick speed, and a ton of apps, everything you could ask for, though YouTube TV is buried in YouTube at the moment. Dolby Vision, which will make your material look as it should, is this model's major enhancement. Number 1. Apple TV 4K 2021. Even though the new Apple TV 4K 2021 is excellent and works flawlessly, if you currently own the previous model, it might not be worthwhile to update. The second-generation Apple TV 4K resembles its predecessor externally. The A10X chip was replaced with an A12 Bionic as part of the interior changes, which are all internal. Performance appears to be slightly improved, and the Apple TV 4K second generation supports 4K at 60 frames per second with HDR as opposed to 30 frames per second. Although there aren't many applications that even provide that kind of content yet, mostly sports and other fast-paced action, it will spread. The revamped Siri remote is the best feature of the new Apple TV 4K. Many people, including myself, detested the outdated remote and its annoying touch interface. The updated remote still uses touch and gestures, but it still has real buttons and a jog wheel that works like the previous iPods did. However, the cost remains the largest disadvantage. Having said that, before purchasing an Apple TV 4K, be sure to read our article on the essential setup step for every Apple TV user that will simplify streaming. Hint, it involves the remote. And how do they compare to Roku, Chromecast, and Fire TV hardware? The Apple TV 4K appears to have a zero-tolerance policy for advertisements, simply adjusting its top banner to correspond with the app you have chosen. Although there are commercials in the TV app, they are appropriate for the context. What do you think of this video? Do let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.